Good morning, Orchard STEM School. This is Mr. Hoydick, your art teacher. Today we are going to continue working on our Zentangle. You could see my Zentangle dragon from last time and where I started decorating with lines and designs, both outside the dragon and also inside the dragon. So what we're going to work on today is adding more details to make it look as nice as we can. I'm going to start on the outside, and what I'm going to do is trace all my lines to make them extra thick and extra dark. And you can see I'm tracing all these parts, and I can also color some parts in. And so I'm going to trace these lines over here. And if you remember last time, in the last video, I showed you how you can use lines and designs to make the Zentangle. If you need to practice drawing whatever animal or thing you're going to make into a Zentangle, you can always practice after class. There we go. So I've done this part in the upper left corner. Now let's move on to this part right here. I want to make all my lines nice and dark on the outside, and I'm only using black and white on the outside. And you can see that there are some spaces that I have that I'm going to need to decorate more. And when you do a Zentangle, you can be as creative as you want for which lines and which designs you want to make. I'm going to make this line wiggly. So this oval just became a wiggly oval. And I'll also color it in. The black and white set up what's called a contrast. And that means the dark parts and the light parts, there's a big difference between the two of them. That's what contrast means. The difference between. And I'll go ahead and do this lightning bolt here. And the lightning bolt here. And the lightning bolt here. Now, some of the design, like empty space, I'm going to need to fill in. If I like having these two circles here, well, I can do the same thing over here. And I can add more lines over there, and I can add them over here as well. Now you can see I traced around the outside of my dragon. But I have all this empty space down here. And when you do a Zentangle, empty spaces are bad and designs are good. So I'm actually going to make a couple of wavy lines. Of course, also trace around the outside of your animal. Now, does it have to be an animal? No. Zentangles can be made of many different things. To make a Zentangle, it's like a normal drawing that you add lines and designs for, all on the inside and outside. So I haven't done this area over here. I haven't done this area here. And I like switching between doing the outside and doing the inside. So there's another wavy line. And I have just thought of a design. I want to make a shark fin. And the shark fin will get smaller as it goes up, and then it will get bigger again, and then smaller. And I can even color in the shark fin if I wish. I like coloring in the shapes on the outside because it really sets up that nice contrast that I was speaking of earlier, the difference between the dark parts and the light parts. Over here, I'm going to make a wavy line between the zigzags. There we go. And if you go outside your lines, just make your lines thicker. And now you're inside again. This part here is a little boring to me. I think I want to, big circle, smaller, 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 tiny. Big circle, smaller, smaller, smaller. Big circle, smaller, 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 smaller. Big circle, smaller, smaller, smaller. Big circle, smaller, 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 smaller. There, I like that area there. Now I'm going to take a break from the outside for a minute, and I'm going to work on the inside. And I've already started on the leg making these blue curves. And I'm going to make the blue curves all the way down, and also on each toe it's going to have its own separate blue curve. Now, if I want to put designs inside, I can. So maybe I'll want to put a blue circle on each leg. Now, if I like this design, I can put it on all the legs. If you get something you like in art, do it again. Repeat it. Repeating in art is a good idea. Ooh, I like how I made that leg. You can see this leg is different than around the eye because I have not colored in with the colored pencil yet. And so now I'm going to make more curves all the way down the leg. And then each toe is going to have its own bunch of curves. Like that. And of course, circle, 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 circle. And I'll make them all the way down the leg. And on the claws as well, the toes. There we go. Now, I see on the wing, I've started with green, but it's kind of boring. And I want to see how I can jazz that up a little bit. So you can see I made green curves here. Or did I make them straight? Yeah, they're kind of straight. Well, that's okay. That just means I'll make them thicker lines. And where the line's a little bit sloppy, I'll just make it thicker and a little bit nicer. And you can see the top of the wing is like that. It's got that part there. And inside of those lines, I want to think of what kind of shape I might put. Just a little line like this. And maybe a circle. Looks like 10. Looks like I wrote 10. There. And to finish this part up, not the whole thing, but just this part, I'm going to find my blue colored pencil. And then I will color in this area. I like coloring the sides of whatever I'm coloring first. So this is a leg. I'm coloring the sides of the leg first. See how the sides of the leg are colored? And I'll color in a circle around the circle. I need to slow down around the edges. I don't want to go outside my lines. And there we go. One of the legs is done. Ooh, that looks like armor to me. I like that. Now let's do the other one. And so I do the outside of it first, the very edge. And then I can go in a circle around those other things. And if I see any white of the paper, I color it in. There we go. Finally, maybe I'll color some of that wing. And so for the edge of the wing, all the way to the top, coloring in a curve, all the way to the top, like that, like that. And then I want to color on the edge of my line, my marker line. And then finally, shade it in. That's how I'll do the wing. Yeah, I hope you enjoyed watching my video for today. I still have a lot of work to do. In here, I think I have room for more designs. I'm not sure if I like how these are wiggly. I might revisit that. I think this part's pretty cool, but I think I can add some more dots as well. I also need to do this part of the wing, and actually the whole body back here I still need to work on. So, take your time and do your best work on your Zentangle. Don't forget to turn it in when you are done. Thanks. Have a great day.